Well, my friends, leveling alts is what I've always done, and this is a regular check-in, I suppose, an obligatory check-in, let's call it, with my people on how do I recommend that you level. Listen, it's pretty classic, pretty standard way until Legion Remix launches. So my first advice for you is that if you're serious about leveling an army of alts, wait for Legion Remix. It looks like it's around the corner. Don't worry about it right now. Save your time and wait until Legion Remix launches. Then you can level an army of alts. That's what I'm gonna do, even if I don't need them. It's just for funsies I'm gonna do it. That's the first thing. That's probably the most efficient way and the most fun way to level. However, if we are at the present day and age right now, Legion Remix is not launched yet. How would I level? I would level every 2 weeks when the next time walking weekend is available. Time walking week is available for you. When the time walking dungeons are on, my by far vastly preferred method of leveling is through time walking dungeons, chaining them, chain running them. But hear me out, okay? Because as DPS it's not as easy, unfortunately. As DPS, the queue right now in the game and retail is pretty sensible. So I am right now leveling my hunter for this test, and my hunter is right now level 75 at the moment of recording of this video, but very quickly progressing. So in the ballpark of 74, 75, level 75, the measurement of XP that you get from running the dungeon, not counting all the XP gained within the dungeon by killing the bosses, is around 100,000 experience, 100,000 experience points, which is a lot. So you could gain a level by basically running about 3 dungeons, some like in the ballpark of that. I'm not splitting hairs here. It's not a very scientific test. None of my tests are. Everything is casual. However, because as a hunter, as you can see, sort of in the prime time of evening, recording this in the evening in Australia, I wait about 6 minutes for the dungeon to pop. That's a pretty decent, pretty good queue time, I would dare say, yeah? Because we remember queue times being in the ballpark of 10-15 minutes. 10-15 minutes I would not recommend. 6 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes is perfect, okay? And as a tank or as a healer, of course, you would be jumping in much faster, but the fatigue and burnout from that kind of really blitzing through and leveling really fast also will settle very fast. So I am always playing for fun, but at the same time I play in a sustainable way. So I think that we cannot discard the burnout that those tanks may experience, especially if you're doing it after work and whatever. So you're going one dungeon after another dungeon after another dungeon. It is mind-numbing. For me, I think actually leveling a DPS like this is a lot more healthy, because that 6-minute break allows me to switch to other content. What's that content? Listen, Delve is not, it's not enough time to run a Delve, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would recommend running a Delve. But I would say look for the public events, such as the Theater Troupe, obviously. If that event is running, then that is something that can be done within about 6 minutes. If the timing aligns, of course, only if the timing aligns. Otherwise, you unfortunately are in the open world questing. Which quests to do? Listen, because we are basically not, we are pooling any level 80 rewards, potential level 80 rewards, and we're not capitalizing on them. You don't open any chests and you don't turn in any quests such as world quests, such as delves. You don't turn in any blue question mark quests. You keep them, because the benefit from turning them in while you're leveling is only what, between, I don't know, 12 and 20, let's say, 1,000 experience points, which is kind of nothing in the grand scale of things. But you are much better waiting until you ding level, top level, and then you are going to cash it in and get something out of the chest, as opposed to getting nothing, just a, you know, handful of crystals, gold, or whatever. That's my recommendation as well for you. Now, which quests to do? Do the quests in the zone that is unlocking after doing 3 world quests, unlocking that special epic chest. So go to the zone that does offer that, do some world quests, then we unlock a special objective, then you do the special objective and it gives you that quest. Don't open the chest, keep it until level 80. I am pretty sure, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you will still get a level 80 reward, not something scaled down to your level when you obtained that chest at the moment of opening it. AKA, if I get a chest right now at level 75 and I don't open it, I don't turn in the quest, I wait until level 80, and then I open it, then I get something appropriate for level 80 at that point in time. And that way will simply help you gear and then be able to do more competitive, more interesting content, such as LFR, such as heroics, whatever rocks your boat these days in World of Warcraft. By the way, let me know what does. Okay, so yes, that's what I would do. I would do world questing, and then I would jump into the dungeons, one after another after another. One thing that I always call out, and this is probably one of the things that's perhaps a little bit less obvious, I would honestly either just be a fast typist, or I would set up a macro, which is just a text, just a say to the party macro, that I would say, hi everyone, if you don't need your level 80 drops, I would gladly take Love Heart. You would be surprised how many times it works and people say okay, and they actually pass along some stuff that they don't need. This is also, so why I love this method is because it's not just about leveling, it's also about gearing or arriving at level 80 if you're reasonably lucky, okay, with good people running those pug groups, chaining them in the time walking. You will also arrive with almost a full set of gear that is going to bring you so much closer to the item level required to get into that end game content for casuals, which, for better or for worse, for me, is looking for raid, as well as now obviously delving and stuff like that. But for delving, to be comfortable enough in delving, you still need that item level. I'm sure you would agree. So that's how I would recommend. Alternative and something to break up the monotony of chain running dungeons, especially if you're a tank, especially if you just feel like taking a breather. Delves, upon entry into the delve, if you haven't been paying attention or have been away for a long time, when you enter a delve, on the floor, kind of close to where Bran's supplies are, where you set up Bran in your companion in whichever way you want, is a note with an exclamation mark. Sometimes it's without exclamation mark, so don't pass by it, but it's pretty visible. You click on it, it gives you a quest. It gives you a quest that gives you a very healthy chunk of XP, like in the ballpark of, if a time walking dungeon gives you about 90 to 100,000 experience points upon completion, and you complete them very, very quickly. Delve you complete obviously not as quickly, but you can do it completely solo, and it gives you about 88, in that ballpark of 1,000 of experience points as well. That's a lot of experience points that you can achieve completely getting gear, changing the experience from world content and dungeon content to something completely solo controllable, as well as being rather rewarding, rather reasonably rewarding. Is it the most efficient way to level through delves? I've had a video about this a while ago. It's doable, but no, it's not the most efficient way. But for breaking up monotony, I think it's fantastic. That's how I level, my friends. That's what I do right now in World of Warcraft. Am I having the most fun? I wouldn't pretend that I do. No, I don't. I'm sitting here waiting for Legion Remix, and for your information, there is not all that much to report on unless you give me some kind of ideas on what you'd be interested to hear my opinion on, and what kind of content would you like me to test and talk about. But I'm waiting for Legion Remix. In Legion Remix, we will have a lot to say, and that's what I'm sort of holding off for while leveling my alts. I hope this entertained or gave useful information for at least a handful of you. That handful of you, I really, really appreciate you, my people. You've been here for a very long time, and this content is for you. So all the best for today, all the best for your leveling, and I'll talk to you next time about something else. I hope, fingers crossed, Legion Remix related. Goodbye for now.